Hi tenors, welcome to your virtual rehearsing on Majesty and Glory of Your Name. Just want to start kind of at the beginning where you come in. It's a great place to start. But just as a note that I've been telling all the sections as we go in, that this can be very taxing because it's a slow build. It's long phrases that require lots of crescendos. And at the end, of course, we have that climactic section. And it can get very fatiguing, particularly for tenors and sopranos, if you're not supporting with your air, with a nice relaxed jaw and no tension here. So we really, as we rehearse today, I want to be very cognizant of that so that you have the healthiest voice possible to really make these sections just ring out and be glorious. So Linda is going to, and Ashley are going to take us in, or lead us in from the bottom of the first page, page 3, Night Skies, and then we'll come in, have you, as you come in. Think that first note as the ladies are singing their phrase so that you can make a nice, round, solid, let's not throw away that pickup. Make sure it's a nice, solid note that leads into the next phrase. So here we go, Night Skies, and 3 and 4. Because right off the bat, one of the most important phrases that you have is on the top of page 4. A couple of different reasons. On moon, what I want you to do is just take a slight breath, a slight eighth note breath after moon to give you the air to sing through. Suspended in space. Notice suspended is the accented syllable in that word. Suspended in space. And then I want to talk to you about the word space. So you are singing a whole note and there's almost nothing else that's happening in that section. So if it is not a full, resonant, beautiful tone that's sustaining that whole, the piece at that point, it just will collapse at that spot. So make sure when you're singing space, you've got a nice open vowel, and warm it up, and make sure that's open so that the ladies can dance on top of you when they come in on the end of 3. So let's try that. The moon and stars suspended in space, making extra sure that space is present, beautiful. It's a foundation for everything that's going on around you. Here we go, the moon, and 2 and 3. The moon, stars suspended in space. What is man that you are mindful of him? Nice. One more time on that just to make sure it's beautiful. And notice what I did instinctively, didn't even think about it, but when I was holding that long note, I just automatically gave it a little push, a little crescendo. Long notes always grow for the sake of building phrases. So make sure that space, that held note has a little bit more space to it. Excuse me, a little bit more crescendo to it. The moon, last time I promise. And 2 and 3. The moon, stars suspended in space. I didn't see the notes, but that's okay, we'll do it again. So a couple of things on this section. Make sure, if you would, we've got lots of ah vowels that can morph into other vowels if we let them. You have given man, you have given man a crown of glory and honor. Crown, honor, lower, all of these have a an ah vowel, deep set ah vowel into them that we need for the sake of blend. Notice also on page 5, glory, honor, angels, creation. I want to make very sure that the accented syllables in these spots are accented. Honor, honor, angel, or whatever the angels is. Make sure. So let's try that section again at measure 17. Notice that we have crescendoed into this mezzo forte. In fact, why don't we do that? You are mindful of him. We'll just take it mid-phrase. Just to practice that crescendo getting into it. You are mindful of him. Okay? And 1 and 2. You are mindful of him. Crescendo. And I just ran out of air. We will just stagger breathe through that. Very nice job. Just a couple things on this. Notice page 5, the fish of the sea. We are only singing the big notes for the time being. So we'll just be split into bass, baritone, and tenor. When we get to the last beat of page 5, we will need to go ahead and split into 4 parts there on the, as indicated by the larger notes there. And C, page 6, again, we've got another whole note which sustains the whole piece and brings it forward. So that C needs to be round, beautiful resonant vowel. It can't collapse in on itself or be a sing-speak thing. We need that to be nice and full as we get to the next thing. It's the same thing as what we talked about before on the word space there. So let's try, let's just take it from the fish of the sea. And I'm going to sing the tenor 2 part for now, the fish of the sea, and we'll continue on. Yeah, okay. And 2 and 3. The fish of the sea, but what is brief? Oh, what is not that you are mindful of him? One more time on that half step. Sometimes when we descend on half steps, we tend to overshoot them a little bit. Just a nice half step. But let me hear you on C at measure top of page 6. Just hold that note for a moment on C. Let's just do that C, the C on the letter C on the word C. Ready, and C. Now make sure your lips are round, that you've got some space in the back, nothing spread. Try it again, 3 and 4. C, tenor 1s, and C. Nice. Let's start there on C and continue on this time, and 3 and 4. C, breathe. Oh, what is man? Oh, what is man? That easier. Are mindful of him. Easy. And oh, Lord, our God, notes well, so we're just going to work on kind of phrasing and how this should feel. So I want long phrases as much as possible, so no breathing after God, oh Lord or God, so you will need to stagger breathe on occasion, just don't breathe all together at the same place, God, and make sure, notice that each phrase crescendos a little bit into the next phrase almost, except for, let me go ahead and point this out, in measure 43, we're subito mezzo piano. Now we were mezzo forte before, we've crescendoed probably to about a forte. Measure 43, all of a sudden we're subito mezzo piano. Subito means suddenly, so all of a sudden we're soft. And the reason for that is we were talking about children praising God perfectly. We need this kind of childlike, more gentle as we sing this phrase, and so we want to shift in character there. So make sure 43 should be noticeably softer as we get, and then of course we build from there to the end of the piece. So the only other thing at 34, of course, those all vowels, or any vowel that needs to be deep and resonant. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord our God, oh Lord our God, oh Lord our God, all those mostly ah vowels that are the same in their beauty and their resonance all the way throughout. So let's give that a try. Measure 34. I can't think of that. And 3 and 4 and oh Lord. Sorry, I was taking the wrong note. I was looking at Ashley. Sorry, one more time. And 3 and 4 and just a couple notes on this because it just occurred to me as I'm singing, and you know I'm a tenor, and so I just want to point out yet again that every time I land upon a long-held note, and there are plenty throughout here, I always just give it a little crescendo. Long notes grow, especially in the middle of a phrase, to propel them to the next element of the phrase. So I want that to become instinctive to you, as it is to me. In particular, bottom of page 7, God, little children. It just propels itself forward in that way. So when you sing through this again, I won't do it now, but when we sing through this again, I want you to be particularly mindful to the fact that every long note it's usually going to have a push forward. Sometimes at the end of a phrase, it will taper back. So let's just take it on page 8. And so would we. I want to try not having a breath after either we on page 8. So we're going to shift into measure 52, pickups 2 without any breath. So take a big breath and try that. Stagger breathe as you need to. And let's actually take it from top of page 8. And so would we. 3 and 4 and rest. And so would we. And so Majesty. phrase. Just another minute on this as we get to this crescendo. Couple of things, make sure you're supporting from down here. If you're singing those D's and E's using just your muscles, you're going to get very fatigued and you're not going to be able to sing as well. Second thing is, be mindful of the fact that lu is the accented syllable of alleluia. Alleluia. So we want to hear that every time. Accents where there are accented syllables, crescendos where we have crescendos, we know how to really build this. Just make sure it's as healthy and beautiful as possible. No spread singing. You don't have power in singing loud. You have power in singing with lots of resonance and blend with your other choir members. So let's just finish this out, pick up to 68, and then we'll be done. All right? Alleluia. Make sure you're feeling it from here. Alleluia. And 1 and 2. Alleluia. Just as a quick note, on the last measure of that page, we'll have tenor 2s sing the C, so it'll sound like Alleluia. Tenor 1s sing the high note, Alleluia. And then we'll balance it that way. Very nice, good job. Hope this is helpful. Let me know, send me an email, and we'll pick it up with the next piece. Thanks. Bye, guys.